Welcome in, everybody, to Questions for Reflection. I am Susan Farmer from Astrology and Soul, and I'm here throwing questions out to you on a bi-weekly basis. We do it 2 times a week, every Tuesday and Friday. They will be posted by 4 p.m. So if you're wanting to know what energies are out there and some great questions to sit and ponder on to try to understand the wiring, your instincts, all that, please join us every Tuesday and Friday for Questions for Reflection. Welcome in. Did you like that little advertisement? I just did a little advertisement for you. All right, this is what we're going to cover today. Water, water, water. Oh my gosh. Oh, I have water. I have water in my chart. And this is kind of kicking my behind. We're going to go over what planets are in water right now, what kind of questions they're asking. We're going to go over what signs are actually water signs and what that element means. And we're going to go through some of the things that make water the same, the water signs and the water different. And I'll tell you what, I'm zoning out. Zoning out. That's what we're going to cover today. Promotions. Yay! All right, I'm going to take you over to my website here because we're doing a 20% off video readings until October 31st, until Halloween. So here's what you would do. You would type in astrologyandsoul.com, and I'm going to give you a little preview of my website. All right, there's still some things at play, but here we are. You would get to this page, Astrology and Soul with me. That's my name. A little quick thing about myself. And then right here, this is the video reading. You would click here and you would decide exactly what you want. Right here, it says, what question are you wanting me to focus on? Because there's so many things, right? Why? I mean, all the questions for reflections are what causes me to be more sensitive, or how can I get along with my spouse or partner, or why is my child driving me crazy, or I feel like I'm going to die. What is going on? Or, there's just so many different things that you could put in there. Any question, really, within limits, right? Let's not get X-rated. Just put it in there. Like, what is the topic? Like, I remember when I started having astrology readings, it was like, hey, I want to understand my kids better. Or, hey, love life, huge one for people, and career, all those types of things. So you go there, you type it in. Let's just see, what should we type in? Relationships, relationship. All right, you would add it to the cart. I know most of you know how to do this, but I get so many questions. Why is the subtotal $300? What is going on? Wow. It's probably because I did this. I tried it. So I'm not charging you that much. Okay. Once you click view chart, this is where you would put the promo code in. Okay. QFR, questions for reflection, QFR. And then it's going to take off your moolah. Okay. I'm going to stop the share. So a video reading is a 60-minute reading where I dive into whatever topic you chose in that area, and it gives you, I feel like, so yes, you can always have questions. So there's pros and cons between one-on-one readings on Zoom or a video reading. I feel like you get a lot more information from a video reading because literally I'm talking to you for an hour, a straight hour. And it also comes with an AI like outline of what we talked about. So that is our promotion through October 31st. Seriously, jump on there, grab a reading. All right, it would be so fun to do a reading for you. All right, here is your question. Let's dive in. The question for reflection today is, have you been feeling more emotionally sensitive intuitive or reflective recently? I have recently on there. Have you been feeling more emotionally sensitive, intuitive, or reflective recently? There's so many things that go with that. Water signs are when you get into the water. I we spoke a few weeks ago on this show about it's a gut feeling, it's intuition. It's a lot of times people want to say emotional water signs are emotional. Yes, they are because they get a deep, deep sense of emotions, but that's not all it is. It is this crazy ability to intuit and have these gut feelings that are usually spot on. And what it takes in life is starting to trust them, not thinking you're crazy. The world kind of teaches us, oh, and especially when I watch TV, I just want to, they always make people look crazy that are intuitive or mystical or it's the genie or the weird dressed or it's a mocking thing on TV. I feel like they all go to them. Anyway, rant over. Water signs. The water signs are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. There are three water signs. Right now, six of the 10 planets are in water signs. That is 3/5. 3/5. If you had a pizza and for some reason cut it into 5 pieces, three of those, that's a lot. And that's kind of like our birth chart, right? So if you think our birth chart has, if you put your birth chart into 5 pieces as well, or let's do 10, let's just say it's 10 and cut six of those, right? 3/5 would be 6 pieces of pizza. That is a lot. That is a lot. And once the sun moves in, now the moon's going to go in and out. That's just what it does every 2.5 days. And the moon was in Pisces from Sunday the 13th. So just this past Sunday to Tuesday the 15th. By the time this is airing, it will be out of Pisces. Mercury has been in Scorpio since the 13th of October. Venus is in Scorpio until the 17th of October. Saturn is in Pisces for a long time, and Neptune is also in Pisces until next year. Those are longer transits. But when you're thinking we have that many energies in these water fields meaning FIELDS, we are being overtaken with some of these qualities. And then when the sun moves in there into Scorpio on the 22nd, it's going to be even more dominant, especially when you have a lot of those personal planets. So sun, moon, Venus, Mercury, Mars, they affect us on a very deep level, just characteristically, like the things we're doing, the places we're going, the thoughts we're having. They're just emanating this energy. That's how I visualize energy like as a spider web and what's coming in and sticking and whatnot. So anyway, that would ask us, where has your mind been recently? Have you been able to concentrate? Have you been able to get things done? Have you been zoned out? Have you been walking around in a fog? It's all water, 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 water. When I heard about this a few weeks ago and how much we were going to have in water, I was super excited because my sun and moon are in water. So I'm like, oh, that's going to feel so good. And when I've compared it to people who don't have as much water, that I'm friends with, and I'll be like, hey, there was a groundwater drawing today. How did you feel? And they have a lot of fire. They're like, and I was like, oh, so I thought it was going to be great. But I'll tell you what, I've been dreaming, like just la la la, walking around. Time is flying by, yet it's going super slow at the same time. And I am not getting anything done. I'm like, there's like a fog on my mind, and it just kind of feels like yeah, it feels like there's condensation on it. I don't even know how to explain it other than I'm not completely alert and sharp. Like there's a sharpness I usually feel with my brain when I'm at work, and it's just boom, 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 I get stuff done. And it's just been more like I've been more emotional and I've been noticing the emotions. Now, water signs can be moody. Let's just understand that. And why wouldn't they be, especially with the moon ruling Cancer, which changes signs every 2.5 days. You basically wake up in a different mood. So, especially when people aren't used to feeling a lot of the emotions, it's going to be a little harder and maybe get a little grumpy about it. And water, you always want to be checking in, especially when there's a lot of water or if you have a lot of water in your chart, because there's two types. There's fluid water, like water that's moving, and then there's stagnant water. Now, during this phase, I feel like I've probably kicked some of that stagnant water into movement, which is good. You want it flowing. You know, the stagnant, it's good to sit and dwell and think about something and really let it go deep and decipher through it, but you don't want it to get stuck, right? So you want to keep moving. So that's something, especially if you have a lot of water in your chart, you do want to watch and frequently check. Make sure that you're keeping that moved. So if you think about water, I'm just going to throw out some of the keywords and explain them a little bit. So again, I said water's emotions, right? Emotional. So if you're thinking water, and I think it's like I'm saying water so much. Water, water, water. It's just the element of deep feelings, sensitivity, emotional awareness. You have intuition and gut feeling there. So water possesses just a supernatural psychic ability and can often understand situations that others can't, like things that don't even need to be said. You can walk in a room and how many times have you walked into a room and just felt like, oh, something's off here? Or you walk in, you're like, are you guys okay? Because maybe they were fighting. That's what water deals with all the time. And I remember being in some business dealings with a partner years ago, and we went into this meeting and the people acted like they were on board and we walked out. Now she didn't have a lot of water. And this is when I was really like, oh, this is a thing. She was like, well, that went great. They're totally gonna do it and our plans. And I was like, they're not gonna do it. Can you not feel that undertone of no? And she was like, no, they're totally going to do it. And I've experienced this a lot. And ask yourself if you have, where you just knew something. No one said anything. Nobody had to spell it out for you. You just know. And that's a water quality. And it's a water quality that it's hard for people, especially who don't have it, to wrap their mind around. I'll say a lot of times, well, I might not be right, but I usually am. And I usually am, but that's not because I am right, if that makes sense. It's just because like your atmosphere around you is giving you unspoken information that would have been spoken if it wasn't unspoken. I don't know if that makes sense. So it's not like me or you, like, oh, I'm just right. I'm always right. It's like, no, someone told me. If you could hear the vibration, if you could hear the energy, you were just told. You were absolutely told what was going on. That's water. Nurturing, water has to do with nurturing as well. And it wants to create an environment of support and care for other people. It really has this ability of, like, again, the unspoken. Let me take care of you in a way I feel you need. Now that can be sometimes manipulative, or let me take care of you so that I feel better, so I can't feel the spoken unspoken energy that's going on in the room right now, and it's uncomfortable for me, so let me take care of you. Right? So I mean, that can be both good and bad. So watch that. There's a depth with water that is connected to sometimes hidden emotions, unconscious thoughts. And then that psychological complexity, people get frustrated with me all the time because I'm always wanting to ask more questions. Well, where does that come from? What does that mean? And I'm always trying to uncover this mystery with depth, definitely with depth. There is a compassion. Water represents empathy and the ability to feel others' emotions, which we already went through. I have a big tangent I could go off on empathy, but I'm just not going to right now. We'll do it another day. There's this fluidity. Like water itself, that's like flowing, individuals connected to water really strongly can be adaptable and capable of flowing through that change, as long as they're not puddling up and becoming stagnant. Like think of a puddle and the leaves and dirt and the bacteria that starts growing. So there's both of those with water. Water can also be prone to becoming overwhelmed because there's so much coming at you that isn't literally being spoken or literally being shown. It's all, you're just sensing it. So it can get like a little bit kind of dramatic in the, oh, stop it. Water is the emotion that's also tied to healing, spiritual renewal, and also cleansing, like really getting through that trauma and cleansing someone so that they just feel like, phew. So the three signs having to do with water or that are water elements are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. I already said that. So Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Cancer is more specifically prone to, because they all do it a little differently, right? So that's more nurturing, more protective, sentimental, intuitive, and home oriented. You want to feel safe as a Cancer, and Cancer has a very strong, I don't want to say ability, but they want to sense that they're in a safe environment. So they'll be a little more home oriented, because when you go out there and can feel everyone else's emotions, and I would say Cancer is one that feels other people's emotions the most deeply and easily. Sometimes you just need to tap out and be alone. So Cancer is the protector of personal emotional realms for others and for themselves. Scorpio is intensity. They can be secretive. They're going to be the people who have a straight face with a lot of emotion going on behind it. You never know really what someone with strong Scorpio is thinking. They are very transformationally oriented, or Scorpio is. It wants to go deep, figure out the mysteries, and then alchemize through it. It is a passionate sign, and it is probably, I could be biased, I think it's the most powerful sign. Maybe that or Capricorn, but Scorpios are manifestors, definitely manifestors, and there is a lot of power in it. Pisces is more about let me give you the one sentence. Sorry, there's something out in my finger, so I know I keep doing this. So Scorpio delves into the intensity of transformation and emotional power. So that's the sentence for Scorpio. Pisces is very compassionate. They are imaginative. They're very empathetic, dreamy, and spiritual. Pisces is very romantic and wants to create that dream, that place you just kind of go off to and romanticize going off to. So Pisces seeks spiritual union and compassion for all. So they want this unity in this spirituality and feeling good. So if you go through all the planets we have right now and you think about what I just said about water, so think about the water, what that means, jot down a few words, stop and think about each sign, jot down what that means for you on your paper. And then I'm just going to go over every planet right now that's in water and just say, possibly this is a question it's asking you based on planet and sign. Okay. So, moon in Pisces, have you been feeling more emotionally in tune with others lately? Have you had some of those things we talked about? Mercury in Scorpio. So, Mercury's mind. All right. Are you finding yourself drawn to deeper conversations or uncovering hidden truths? Mercury's mind, how you think communication. I didn't say that. Sorry. Venus in Scorpio. And Venus is about what you like, what you enjoy. It can be part of your love language, stuff like that. So, Venus in Scorpio, have your relationships felt more intense or transformative recently? Mars in Cancer. Mars is your get up and go, like your drive, your courage. It is action oriented and wants to go. So, are your actions motivated by a need to protect or nurture those you care about? Saturn in Pisces. Saturn is about getting real and looking at life how it really is. It can be a difficult energy and make things hard. So, to me, Saturn's like, get real. Come on. Are you finding balance between discipline and your spiritual or creative pursuits? And then Neptune in Pisces would ask, have you been experiencing a stronger pull towards dreams, imagination, or spiritual insights? And then when the sun moves in there, that's going to ramp everything up because we're all connected to the sun. And if this to me, where the sun is sitting in the sky, what sign, it really creates an energy. And it's there, for 30-ish days. Well, 30 days. But and that's going to ask, are you focused on personal growth through deep emotional transformation? So there we go. Water, 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 water. Going to tell you the question for reflection again after we just went over 6, 7 questions. Have you been feeling more emotionally sensitive, intuitive, or reflective recently? How is this water affecting you? That's what I want to know. Please share, comment below, share, like, comment. What are they? Do all those things. Seriously, it has been affecting me. I didn't think it would be like this, but it hasn't quite been as enjoyable as I thought it would be, just because I am very motivated to get things done during the day. I like feeling accomplished and all that. I'm sure you guys all do as well. And it's been that caused this video for me. Like, what is happening? Why am I up in La La Land all day long and just kind of do life's great, and then frustrated because I'm not getting stuff done, bouncing back and forth. So, all right, let me know your thoughts. Sit down with that journal, figure it out. Like, really get grabbed by those planets, and let us know your experiences. Thanks. Bye.